Hi there, this is Adam Jones. Welcome back to the SeaDek UK YouTube channel. Today we are down at RS Electric Boats and we are sat on a Pulse 63, which has a brilliant SeaDek HD fitment throughout this boat. It's a really nice fit and a wonderful looking electric rib. Now this is the first time that I've ever been on an electric rib. Those of you that know me will know that I love a rib, and today I am really excited to see what this Rad 40 and this Pulse 63 from RS Electric Boats can do. I mean, is electric the future of boating? That really is the question. And you know, it's not for every single aspect. You know, you're not going to get that long-term fast range, certainly not at the moment that you would get on a outboard powered rib, but for going around harbour work, commercial work, which is what RS Electric have really found their niche working within, this is a perfect vessel. But it's also 30 nautical miles range flat out, which is about 19 or 20 knots. So today what we're going to do is leave Hamble Point Marina, we're going to head across to Cowes, have a little look what this is like on the water, probably use the fast charger in Cowes just for a bit of an idea of what that looks like, to see what the infrastructure is like. There is a fast charger here in Hamble Point Marina, and there is one on the other side in Cowes, which does open up options for those that would use a boat like this. I'm really excited to see what it's like on the water, so come with us. So we are just leaving Hamble Point Marina at the moment, and one of the things certainly that I notice from spending a lot of time filming on boats is, other than the wind noise, you really can't hear anything. That rad drive is super quiet. We're pootling along at 4 knots. One of the things that I think is going to take some getting used to is you obviously can't see the outboard. So subconsciously, you know, you're used to in this sort of boat being able to feel and see where that outboard is. On here, we've got a drive angle on the bottom of the screen here. So you've got a lovely split screen integration on the Garmin there, which gives us speed, battery, whether we're in forward or reverse, trim angle, that sort of thing, and split screen with the charts. It's all the information that you could possibly need on the front of the boat. There's some really nice design features on here that we'll talk about in a little bit more detail as we go. But you know, for starters, the SeaDek looks absolutely fantastic on this boat. They've done some really nice design tweaks just to get the deck right inside all of the screw and bolt holes. We've got some tracks here for the Ullman seats, and the SeaDek just fits perfectly around all of that. So we're going to move out of Hamble Point and send the boat up onto its plane and see what this is like as we drive. But the first thing I am super impressed with is how quiet this boat is. It really is a very relaxing experience already. So let's get out on the water and see what this thing can do. Right, so as you can see, we are rattling along to Cowes at the moment. We started off with 83% battery. We've used about 10% so far, maybe 12%, halfway there. So loads of battery in the tank for being able to get us there and back. But we are going to pop it on a fast charger when we get into Cowes. This is a really pleasant experience. It's super quiet on board this boat, other than the noise of the water and a little bit of a noise from the prop. This is a very quiet, planted experience. And with the cathedral hull design from the guys from RS Electric Boats, this feels very smooth. It feels different to a normal planing hull that you might get on a rib of this sort of size, 6.5 meters. It's a very different experience. Lovely big squared off nose there, so feels like you're clearing lots of water, but also that nose is quite low down visually from where I'm sat at the moment, so it feels like you've got great open field of view in front of you with this big protective console as well. It's just a very comfortable place to be. So we're moving along at 18 or so knots now. We're probably 600-700 yards away from Cowes, so let's get in, get this on the charger, and I'll give you a little bit more of a walk around and a couple of the design features that Alex and the team at RS Electric have put into this vessel. But I'm really looking forward to a coffee and telling you a little bit more about this boat. So we've just come across the Cowes. It's a really, really nice journey from Hamble Point Marina, as many of you will know. Whilst we're here, we've just put some power back into the boat. So we're at 97% at the moment. It was 23%, I think, to get us from Hamble Point across the Cowes at full speed, which is 18 or so knots on this boat. I think you get a little bit more out of her, but 18 cruising pretty much full throttle the whole way here. 20%, so easily enough power to do that twice. And with these Aqua Superpower fast chargers, we've gone in, grabbed a sandwich, we've come back, and the boat is fully charged. So we've gone from 60% to 97%. This is, I think, what happens whenever anybody talks about anything electric, including cars. You're instantly into range anxiety, and it's just really good to see exactly what this boat can do. And with those superpower chargers, both here and across on the other side, you know that you've always got a get out of jail plan, just in case you use a little bit more power, you go somewhere else on your way to wherever it is that you're going. So this is a Pulse 63 from RS Electric, and the reason we're here today is because obviously it's got this wonderful black SeaDek HD flooring throughout the boat, and the guys at RS Electric have designed this particular pattern of SeaDek to fit along all of the different nooks and crannies of this boat, and it looks absolutely fantastic. The reason they've chosen HD is obviously it's got that harder wearing texture, which means that it is perfect for a commercial environment, or for those like me that are on a fishing boat and want to spend a little bit more time on board and you don't want to wear out your EVA foam pads on different parts of the boat. The HD can be a fantastic option. Maybe just on some areas of high wear, so entry and exit steps, but also on a boat like this where it's being used for a more commercial reason, it's brilliant to have it throughout. And what you can see on this boat as well is we've got the Pulse 63, the RS logo, the RS Electric Boats logo. It's all intertwined with the HD. So these logos have been inlaid with HD. They're actually brushed logos inside the HD. So that's how we've managed to get the white and the blue alongside the black of the HD. So it's a really, really nice fit out, and just fantastic to be on board. So this Pulse 63 is a 6 and a bit meter rib with a top speed of 18 or so knots, powered by that Rad 40 at the back. A big bank of lithium batteries pushing this boat along to, like I said, 18, maybe 20 knots. It's a bit different to a normal outboard rib, and obviously I've spent a lot of time on ribs across the years, and this Rad motor can turn up to 90 degrees as well. So it handles a little bit differently to an outboard rib, and it takes some getting used to looking at the screen to find out exactly what the drive angle is of your outboard, because you don't have the same kind of audio and visual cues that you get from, say, an outboard on the back of the rib. But once you're used to that, there's some things that you can do that you just can't do on an outboard rib. Obviously, being able to turn that 90 degrees is really good for just pulling the back in when you come alongside, as we were when we came to the supercharger. And it just feels really, really light on the finger. The steering is super, super light. So once you get used to where that angle is, she's really easy to control. And there's a few things from control standpoint that I love as well. The big squared off nose, which we'll talk about in a minute, is nice and low to the water in comparison to lots of other boats of this sort of shape. So it's perfect in a commercial standpoint for coming up against a dock like this. You could come in pretty much nose in. It's lovely, flat, wide, and open so that you can step off the bow of the boat alongside. You can also have some handles put in either side of that Samson post, which would just give you a little bit more of a grab hold for stepping on and off the boat at the front. So as you can see, I'm sat on an Ullman jockey seat. We've got 4 seats in position at the moment. These are on a track system, which is equally spaced. So these can actually be moved into the middle, as well as obviously 2 on either side. You can move them fore and aft, nice and easy, and they are very, very comfortable, as well as some really nice touches like these carbon fiber handles. And I think in the black with this black tubes, black SeaDek, it really does set off this boat. As we move forward into the console, I think there's some really nice design choices that the guys at RS Electric have put in place. You've got a lovely big cubby hole underneath the steering wheel, perfect for, obviously we've got a cloth in there at the moment, but perfect for putting some phones in. Wow, don't know what that was. That was a very large bang for a town, but yeah, we've got a perfect space in front for putting things like phones, with some SeaDek HD in the bottom as well, so it doesn't bang against the console as you're underway. A bit of space for a water bottle as well. We've got a lovely Garmin 12-inch unit there with scan strut charger. So you've got a wireless charger and also a USB-C, USB-A charger there. Your control system is on the side here, so it's really, really ergonomic when you're sat on this jockey seat. You've got a really interesting key system here as well. So this is a kind of wireless key fob, which also doubles as your kill cord. So when this is in position, it goes in magnetically. It arms the engine's ready to go, and obviously you then put that kill cord on and make sure that you're safe when you're underway. We've got a Garmin VHF on the left hand side, and one of the things that I'm really impressed about with this console, having just come over here in a little bit of wind into your face, is although it's quite narrow looking, it's very, very protective. And once you're sat in both of these positions, you feel really protected whilst you're underway. Obviously, you've got your manual compass and your antenna for your VHF there. Now, as we come forward, Sam's going to move around the electric charger. I'll take you into the bow of this boat. Incidentally, we have just put some charge in. Like I said, we were at 80 or so percent before we came out. We were at 60 when we got here. We're now at 97%, and it's cost us £15 to put that in on the fast charger. So not only is that on the fast charger, so that's probably the more expensive way of doing it, but 15 quid to get that back up to full charge is just unbelievable. So excuse, we've got the drone there, but here we've got a lovely suicide seat, as they like to call them, with all of your kind of isolator switches and whatnot in here, as well as your charging ports for plugging in when you come up alongside. I really, really like these grab handles on the side of this seat. This feels like a really planted position if you were to sit here whilst underway. Now, I like the flat deck in front as well, so you've got a nice flat area for moving around when you're coming forward onto the bow. And again, now you can see it, this is extremely wide. This is, you know, full double shoulder width at the front of the boat. With that Samson post, obviously you've got to be careful of that, but if you don't have this with a Samson post and you've just got some grab handles on the side, there is loads and loads of space for getting on top of the bow of this boat and obviously exiting whenever you come in bow in. There is a big anchor locker here. These boats have to be spec'd with a very large anchor if they're being used commercially, so that locker is sized for that. So you can see in here we've got plenty of space for storage with that absolutely enormous anchor that you need for your commercial regulation. Some lovely grab handles down the side of the boat. And I have to say, it's also exceptionally good looking. It's an obvious thing to say, but this is a really, really different looking rib, and especially with that rad drive at the back, which is flush to the floor, and that is trimmed right down. If you didn't have the frame on the back that obviously is taking the life raft at the moment for its commercial application, that would be completely clear out the back of the boat. So we've had a fantastic time on this amazing rib, and we're going to get back over to Hamble Point. So come with us, we'll get the drone out, do a couple of drone shots, and also show you the exceptionally tight turning circle that you get with this cathedral style hull that is on this boat. So come with us. Right, so we are back in Hamble Point, and I have to say I've really enjoyed the time that we've spent on this really, really nice 6-meter electric rib from the guys from RS Electric. It's been a pleasure to do something a little bit different. You know, like I said at the beginning of the film, is electric the future? I think there's definitely a place for electric in the boating future. I think, you know, if you need to do short distances or you need to move around harbours, then it could be a really, really good option. Obviously on those big long steams, the outboard is definitely going to win. But this really does have a place, and it's been great fun to spend some time on such a well-built British boat. It's a really, really cool thing. So thank you very much to the guys from RS Electric for giving us the key fob for a few hours so we can go and have a little run around. Hopefully you'll see from the drone shots and the various bits that we've done, it runs really nicely on the water, just cuts through, really quiet, really smooth, and great fun to be on. Before we go, I'd be remiss not to talk about the SeaDek that is on this boat. Obviously this is a video for SeaDek. We're really proud to work with the guys from RS Electric, and what they've done is designed a deck specifically for this boat. And obviously that's what you can do with SeaDek. We're able to cut this into any shape that we need to make sure it fits around fixtures and fittings and steps. And going into that HD product as well is giving them that hard wearing surface for things like these foot plates for getting on and off the boat. This is going to stand the test of time, unlike lots of other EVA foam deckings on the market. Standard SeaDek is extremely durable, but SeaDek HD is another layer on top. So you can see obviously we've got a lovely step plate at the front here with 2 pieces of SeaDek, which is specifically designed to fit into these recessed areas. As you come back, everything fits around all of the screws and just looks really integral to the boat. And obviously that black color with the black gray tube configuration and gel coat, it just looks fantastic. Another really cool feature that I like is this piece of HD on the inside of this cubby hole, as I mentioned when we were over in Cowes, just to keep things from bouncing around in there. And also, as always, logos just look so good in SeaDek. And the way that they've overlaid the brushed to give the different colors into the HD, just to pop those logos out, is absolutely fantastic. So a bit of creativity from the guys from SeaDek, a bit of creativity from the guys from RS Boats, and they have created a phenomenal product. It's brilliant to see SeaDek HD being used for exactly what it's designed for in a British-built electric rib. It's a really fantastic partnership. It's also worth saying, we spoke about it on the dock, the RS integration to the Garmin's has been fantastic to work with. I love this screen on the boat. It's just a really cool technological advancement in the rib game, and it's been a pleasure to spend some time on it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or you want to see us out on an RS boat again, then please drop us a comment. We look forward to seeing these guys soon. No doubt we'll pop by in Southampton. If you haven't seen an RS boat and you're in the commercial space or indeed the leisure space, then give these guys a call, and this fantastic electric rib could be for you. We'll speak to you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll speak to you very soon.